Hello, I'm Bernard Keevy. Now, what I have here is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which you may have heard of. This is supposed to represent the human brain, and this is what's called the new sales model, although it's not that old, not that new, it's just that there used to be a different approach to sales which changed in the sort of 80s and 90s. But what I'm trying to do here is explain why this works in terms of understanding Maslow's hierarchy triangle here and how the brain works. So, starting with the human brain, the most primeval bit of it, the most ancient bit of it, is called the reptilian brain, and that's all about fight and flight and fear. The next bit here is called the mammalian brain, and that's based on emotion and making decisions through emotions. And then up here you've got what's called the neocortex, which is where humans are far more advanced than any other species, and that's where we make decisions and justify our decisions and use logic, etc. So, bearing that in mind, Maslow's triangle basically says that the first need that we have to satisfy before we can move up is food, water and warmth, i.e. fear, because obviously if we don't have these things, we're afraid we'll die. The next thing we need is security, so we need basic sustenance and security, so that's the fear bit. Then it starts to get emotional, because now we feel as if we want to be part of something, we want to belong, we want family and friends, and we want their approval, and this is where it starts to get an emotional angle. And then up here we want to be able to fulfill our lives and actualize it. It's called self-actualization, and this is where we start to make decisions about where we want to be and what we want to do, etc. So you can see that this hierarchy here follows this sort of hierarchy in the human brain. So then we come on to the sales model. So obviously the first thing we need to do is overcome fear and basically get trust, security, trust, get them to feel secure with us. And we do that through establishing trust and rapport. So how do we establish trust and rapport? Well, we mirror and match their behaviour, we ask questions and we listen to the answers, and we don't sort of come to judgments before we've really asked the right sort of questions and we've listened to the answers. So that's where the rapport and trust comes in. And if we do that properly, then we're a big way forward to having a productive relationship with someone. And that's why the establishing of rapport and trust is 40% of the sales model. The next thing we need to now find out is what is it that they actually need, which is the security bit, and what is it they want, which is the emotional bit here. And again, we find out what they need and what they want by asking questions and by listening. And it's really, really important, therefore, to be able to listen attentively, because listening means that they tell us what they need and they tell us what they want and they trust us, because there's nothing better than having someone listen to you. So that's why establishing rapport and trust, so being like them is really important, dressing like them, acting like them, very important, and then finding out what they need and want through asking questions and listening to the answers. That's why all of that's so important. And that's 30% of the model. So basically between those two things, you're 70% through the effectiveness, if you like, of the sales process. Then, once you know what it is they want, you can present, and you present your solution in such a way that you appeal to their emotions, because it's their emotions here that are going to make them want to buy it. So it's emotions such as they don't want to be seen to be making a mistake, and they also want approval. They want to be seen by other people to have made the right decision, which is where Maslow's hierarchy comes in again. So emotions, approval are part of that emotion. So we appeal to the emotions by presenting benefits, but the benefits have to be specifically tailored to the particular person we're speaking to in terms of what we found out from them that they need and what they want. And once we've done that, they're now in a position to make a decision, and that's when they can now bring in, self-actualization, where I want to be, what I want to do with my life. The neocortex, I want to make a decision, I want to be able to justify the decision, which is why you need features coming in here, because they need to be able to justify the decision they've made emotionally. And this deciding here, that's basically where they commit to buy or not. But if you've done these things properly, the 40, the 30 and the 20 here, you're 90% of the way there. Really, this should follow. There's still work to be done, but basically they should decide to buy if you've done all of these things properly. So you can see that understanding how the brain works here and understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs here, if you bear that in mind the whole time when you're involved in the sales process, it means that you stay on track here and you're likely to follow this process accurately and get the results that that would actually get for you. So I hope you found that interesting and useful. If you want to find out more about how you could use this with your clients, go to www.coachforprofit.com/Bernard, have a look at a short video, and if you think there's anything interesting there that's worth discussing, just get in touch and we can have a brief chat. But thank you very much for watching. I'm looking to recruit a business coach in order to help me handle existing global demand for business coaching services. And in particular, I'm looking for someone to run our Northeast US division. If you're interested in finding out more about this opportunity, which involves absolutely no financial risk or upfront investment, then go to coachforprofit.com/Bernard, watch a short 8-minute video, and if you think there's anything of interest there, then book a time and let's talk. And thank you very much for showing interest in this opportunity.